All right, welcome back, everyone, to the Lemming Report, presented by American Family Insurance. It is time now for Tom's Top 10, and this week we are keeping it on the ground with Tom's top running backs, and we start with Malik Dear, I'm told. Yes, Malik Dear. He is staying close to home, committed to Mississippi State, one of the more versatile backs out there, Tom, so no surprise you paired him to Darren Sproles. Our buddy Fred Smoot says just call him John Deere. Looks like he can run like a deer, too.
He sure can. You know, he's only about 5'11", 200 pounds, and he plays quarterback in high school. But over the last couple years, I actually went and saw him play last year, and he's the talk of the Jackson, Mississippi area. A lot of people think he's the best player to come out of there in years. He's just got a great burst. He runs with enormous power for a guy who only weighs 200 pounds.
And he looks like he's ready to go. I'm looking at his picture. He looks like he is ready to run. Next up at number 9, we have Ronald Jones, a Texas native, crossing the border, committed to Oklahoma State, and he's certainly been productive, running for over 2,400 yards and 39 touchdowns as a junior. How about them Cowboys?
You know what, Ronald Jones, I made an extra trip to Dallas just to go see him. I missed him during my first trip in last December. Here's a guy who runs the 10-800 meters. He plays against the best competition in the state of Texas, and he dominates. Like so many of the backs on this list, he averages over first down a carry, so he's a terrific player and a great catch for the Cowboys.
And you have him as your number 3 wingback on this list, because I know you like to divvy it up now. Number 8, we have a Bishop McDevitt. What a powerhouse. Bishop McDevitt's Andre Robinson. He's staying local, committed to James Franklin and Penn State, and you're comparing him to another Bishop McDevitt product, LaShawn McCoy, who's still playing in Pennsylvania.
He sure is. When you look at his power, he's got the moves, he's got the speed. That high school also produced Ricky Waters, so it's great for the running backs. Head coach Jeff Wechter says he might be the best player the school has had in years, along with LaShawn McCoy. He's not going to say he's better than McCoy, obviously, but this kid's got all the tools. And again, Penn State's got themselves another power back with speed and a burst.
All right, for this next one, we go back to Texas and find number 7, Rodney Anderson, committed to Bob Stoops and the Sooners, who suddenly might need some more help at the running back spot come next year.
You know, he's a shifty back with very good speed. He runs with a low pad level, as you can see right here. He gets the job done. Another 10-800 meters running back. He plays at Katy, Texas against all the top teams in the Houston area, and he excels. And you can see right here, he's got that extra gear, even though he's playing against a fast team. Very tough to bring down, but he also combines decent size with great power and tremendous speed.
Yeah, looks like it. Gone. Next up at number 6, it's Larry Scott, the Pac-12 commissioner, has decided, no, okay, different guy. He is the biggest back on our list at 6'2", 231 pounds. He'll fit right in with Sparty. You've compared him to Eddie Lacy. Michigan State fans want you to say Le'Veon Bell here.
I think so. You know what? He's got tremendous size, as we just mentioned. Does a great job of finishing off his runs. He makes defenders pay for the tackle. Matter of fact, a lot of them are a little hesitant to go after him because once he gets up a full head of steam, he's awfully tough to bring down. Shifty feet, great power, and good vision and balance makes for a great back, and that's what I think Michigan State's getting, one of the best backs in the country.
All right, this next one, we definitely have speed as a factor. Number 5, Bryce Love, a 4.3 40-yard dash. 4.3. Taking his time with his commitment, though. A lot of schools still in the mix. His brother Reggie played at North Carolina. Any inside track there for Larry Fedora?
I would say that he has a pretty good shot at landing him, but North Carolina State is fairly close to the school, and they're coming after him. Look at that great speed cutting ability, and once he gets the outside lane, he's almost impossible to bring down. He can fly. He's a 10-600 meter kid. He's a great kid, too. I really liked him, and I liked his work ethic. And when you watch him on film, he's small, but he runs with very good leg strength and power. He's a guy that can break tackles.
He'll be coming to Wake Forest when he comes to play at Wake Forest. Maybe not going to Wake Forest, even though he's from Wake Forest. Number 4, Taj Griffin. He's going to sit out the season with a torn ACL, but you were able to scout him in advance because that's what you do. He's committed to Oregon. How's he going to look in the Ducks offense once he gets his wings back?
Well, last year he rushed for over 1,100 yards. He runs, again, a 4.35 40. He can fly. He's another guy that can play wingback. He can play tailback. He's a great receiver. So he's a three-ring circus. He can run, block, and catch. And when healthy, he's the premier back in the state of Georgia and one of the fastest players in the country.
And looks like he's good at the newer version of shot put from the video we were able to get of him. From the smallest guy on our list there to at least the tallest, our number 4 is So-So Jamabo, and you've compared his running style to the likes of Eric Dickerson and Matt Forte, neither of whom are so-so, Tom.
Well, you know, the reason is he has a straight run up and down style that Eric Dickerson had. He's not as fast as Eric. He had a great sophomore year, an injury-plagued junior year, but he still rushed for 1,000 yards. When he's healthy, and look how big he is, he can outrun most of the defenders, but he's also at 6'2", 205 pounds, a legit back. And had he not been hurt last year, he may have been ranked as the #1 back in the country right now. He's got to prove himself as a senior once again, but he's got all the tools for stardom, and I'd be surprised if he doesn't start as a freshman.
Yeah, UCLA, Notre Dame, and A&M on the list. But I think just to satisfy Eric Dickerson, he should go to SMU and put out that blowtorch that Eric was talking about. Number 2 on your list, Damian Harris. You've had him pegged as a 5-star prospect since his sophomore year, and you're not the only one who's taken notice. Just a few weeks ago, Kentucky head coach Mark Stoops, who's been tearing it up, flew out to see him in a helicopter, and he saw a 300-yard performance. Any chance he stays in state?
You know what? When you use a helicopter, that's obviously got to be an eye-opener. I've seen Nick Saban do it in Nashville last year. I've seen Damian since his freshman year. He was committed for a year to Michigan, got out of that commitment, and now Ohio State, Kentucky, everybody in Michigan's still coming after him. He's a national name. Not a real big guy, but one of the, you know, he reminds me of sort of an Emmitt Smith size-wise and production-wise. Competition levels weak, but not his talent.
Yeah, Brady Hoke's going to try to get him back, it would seem, because they could use some help there. Finally, your number 1 running back is Jaquez Patrick from Timber Creek, Florida, 6'1", 230 pounds. You've compared him to Marshawn Lynch. Does he have a beast mode, Tom?
Yeah, he does, and that's why this is like Marshawn Lynch. He does a great job of finishing off his runs. He's got tremendous vision and balance. He's a contact balance, especially. Rushed for over 2,000 yards each of the past 2 years. First team in the state of Florida 2 years running, but he's also very dangerous in space despite the fact that he weighs over 230 pounds. So this guy's a legit #1 back. Not as good as Leonard Fournette, but not that far off. He's a battering ram type back with 4.5 speed.
Yeah, wise to not have LSU on his list, since it would seem those spots are taken for a couple years more to go. All right, so there you have it, Tom's top 10 running backs.